Welcome to Widowed by 30. We're your hosts, Katey and Taylor. We're here to provide raw truth, guidance, and support to those who may be walking a similar path as ours.
Or even those who have no idea what it's like to lose a spouse. So stick around, grab a glass of wine, and hang out as we dive into all things widowhood.
Happiness guilt, which is like the guilt and regret we feel when we're
For being happy.
feeling happy.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going through that right now.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, for a lot. Because even being happy at work, I'm like, I shouldn't be like, especially because, like, for work, for instance, Clayton pushed me. He was like, get your license. Like, I was going through our text messages the other day, and he was like, I knew that, like, you were going to pass, and I knew that you were going to be able to kill this and, like, get into real estate, and things like that. And I have a voice recorder of him, and I was listening to it, and one of them was like, I knew you were going to do great in real estate, and you're showing that, and I'm so proud of you, and I love you. And I was just like, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air, but then it was like, oh, kill me.
Yeah.
But I am happy when I'm working for the most part, obviously there are days, but I go, and I think it's a really good distraction for me, and it's providing for my family as well. So I think, like, what could be the downfall, like, going, but then, like, we do all these work functions, and then I'm like, I'm having so much fun, but I shouldn't be having fun because Clayton's not here and he just died. Like, I kind of, like, pull myself out of it, and people that I work with, like, they notice it. And
because it's like it just hits you instantly.
Yeah,
like,
and
oh
like,
shit, I was just laughing.
Fine. Like, are you?
Yes.
And I'm just like, I'm having a moment. Like,
just give me a second.
Give me a second, and I'll get through. But, like, just little things like that. Going to, anything. Going.
Have drinks with friends.
Yeah, you feel guilty about
birthday
going
parties
and doing that
with your kids.
Yes, like,
literally everything.
Like, they should be here. Like, I'm going on this trip this week, and I am super excited, but I'm so, like, I'm nervous to leave the kids, but I'm, like, scared because as much as I want to go and stuff, I feel like
it's going to be hard. I'm
going to be drinking. Obviously, like, this is going to be an adult, all-inclusive trip. I'm going with I'm going with one of my best friends and her husband and, some other people. And there's definitely going to be days that I'm going to be like, okay, well, for one, I'm the only one here without their spouse. So that's going to suck in itself.
Yeah.
But then for two, like, I know I'm going to be having fun out there. And then, like, these are things that Clayton and I always talked about doing together. So it's like, he should be here. I should not be having fun without him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to, like, get out of that, like, train of thought because it consumes me for anything that I do. I can freaking go shopping and I'm like, oh, he'd kill me, but, like, I'm having fun, but I shouldn't be having fun doing, just, like, the stupidest stuff.
I know.
But it just hits you.
It does. And, like, at the beginning of this month, my brother and sister-in-law decided they were going to do, like, a long weekend trip to Florida and invited me to go with them. And I was like, okay, of course. So I went with them, third wheel again. And I had an amazing time. But it's those moments that hit you like, this fucking sucks.
Okay, real quick, let me just, and you're not gonna believe me, this is, like, the weirdest shit ever that could have ever possibly happened to me. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It was like 3 months in, so where you're at right now. A friend, like, one of his best friends and his wife and last year we did this, like, as us four, so we want to keep it a tradition. Like, even though Clayton's not here, we want to keep it a tradition. Yep. We would go to Louisiana, we would eat crawfish, and then go to the casino and spend the night. And we did that, and I shit you not.
Oh, God.
I'm not kidding, okay? Yes, I was drunk, okay, but I know for sure that, like, I saw this the way I did. So I'm, like, going through my phone, and I'm, like, sad, and I'm missing him, or whatever. I'm, like, walking through the casino. And I looked down at my phone, and, like, you know how, like, right here, you have, like,
Your favorites.
your favorites?
Yes.
So he's my number one.
Right.
And I haven't changed it, and I'm, like, texting somebody. I don't even remember who it was. And it just, like, a message, like, an old message popped up. But it was a message that I had sent him.
Like it hadn't sent?
No, it sent, because it was, like, prior. So it was, like, a glitch in my phone or something crazy.
I would have shit my pants.
But I literally, like, fell apart. I think it was... Okay, hold on. It was these. So I sent these 3. And it was like, I miss you. I just wish you could text me back. Yeah, because that was the weekend that we were there. I said, God, I miss you so much. And I looked
and
down.
And it wouldn't send as an iMessage. And it's even great. Oh, my God.
Right? And so, like, it showed. And his phone was on. Like, I keep it charged all the time. But the fact that, like, that showed up, I was like, I'm losing my mind. And I looked back down, and I didn't want to click on it. Because I was like, at first you can't read the whole message, right? It's only like a little bit of it.
I always look at those signs.
And it's a sign.
It's him.
And so I was like, okay, maybe he's telling me that this is okay. Like, this is okay that I'm having fun with them, you know, or whatever. Because I was in that mental, like, space of, I feel bad that I'm here having fun.
Yeah.
And I know it's totally off topic. Sorry, but, like,
no, because I was that
blew my mind whenever I saw that. And I to this day, I'm just like, I know I saw that. I am not lose my mind. Like, I had been drinking, but I was alert enough to where I was like, I saw his name and I saw the message.
And it gives you, like, that instant, that, like, butterfly feeling. But
Literally.
that butterfly feeling then turns into sadness.
Yes, because you're like, oh my gosh, like, crazy. He's here. Like, he just texted me, and then poof.
So
reality hits.
It's funny you bring that up, because I was actually going to mention a few things similar to that. So while I was in Florida with my brother and sister-in-law, 2 nights in a row, our wedding song was played by the band. And as hard as that frickin' was, it was just
gave
that
you some piece of, like,
I'm here, you're okay.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. You know, just that comfort. And, like, when we were sitting at a bar, and, like, it was just so weird, because this band wasn't even playing this type of music. So
it was just random.
It
wasn't
so
like it was
random.
radio where it was like...
Yes. And so, like, it's this live band, and they're playing, you know, more upbeat rock. I mean, this dude could sing. He was all over the place with the types of songs he was playing. But our wedding song is Ed Sheeran, Thinking Out Loud. And that's a slower song. So I'm sitting there, like, he didn't even start singing. They were just started the music.
He knew me.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I looked at my sister-in-law, and I was like, this is our wedding song. And she was like, are you going to cry? I was like, she's like, let's go stand outside. So we went outside, and I lost it, because so then we just started talking about everything. But it sucks when you feel like that. But I feel like 90% of the time when I'm having those, like, what am I doing? Like, I should be at home sad right now. Why am I having fun? He always gives me a sign.
So that next text message, I don't know if you saw it, but it literally said, I know it's you, like, giving me, like, signs today or something like that, because this was like a few weeks later or something, but, like, I remember being here, and I was having a really rough fucking day. Like, I was crying, I was super irritated with the kids, and I was just not in a good place that day. And I'm not even kidding, like, his obituary, I have it all over my house, like, in every room almost.
Yes. Yeah.
And if it's not the little card holder, it's the obituary. And it, like, legit was where it was, and it randomly fell on the ground right in front of me.
Did you see my post about Father's Day?
No.
The same shit happened. I'll let you finish telling me. Sorry.
So, like, that, and then things like, I don't even know what the other one was, but there was a few different scenarios, or, like, River was like, Daddy, like, for the first, you know, just, like, random stuff. And I'm like, okay, only he would, like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And I sound like a lunatic. You know, I'm
because...
be like, check her into a mental institution.
Well, we're going together then, because...
But stuff really has... And it might just be in my head where I'm like, this... Okay, cool, it fell on the ground, but it makes me feel better. So, fuck it.
Exactly.
Like, you know, whatever it is. But there were definitely things that day, but the obituary definitely stood out. Or like, I found a note that he had wrote me on. Oh, that's what it was. I had been searching for. We both wrote each other letters before we got married. I gave the one that I wrote to him. I put it in his coffin with him, so it's buried with him. So I have his, and I keep it with me, and I just read it sometimes, or whatever. And like I was looking frantically for it, I couldn't find it, and I was a basket case because I was like, I have to have this. Like this is the one thing that he wrote for me, and this, and like I need it. And I literally tore my entire room apart, and I found it after like a week, and so it was in a spot that I had already looked, and that's why I was like, I looked, like me and my sister-in-law were searching for it, and we couldn't find it, and then it like randomly appeared or whatever. And I'm just like, what the that's not a coincidence,
right?
Like it's not, and I don't really believe in like coincidences. I believe that God gives us like signs, and whether it's God or I don't know how it works up there. I don't know if it's Clayton. I don't know if it's God, but maybe Clayton's in God's ear saying, "Hey, give her just a little breath of fresh air."
Right.
And then he's giving us signs or whatever it might be. But well, you just got off topic again.
No, you're good. But you said that, and I'm like, I always think, because Josh was a very like assertive person, that Josh, and it just makes me feel better. But that Josh tells God, like, I don't care what you're gonna let me do or not do.
I'm gonna do it
anyway. Because he never cared. He was gonna do it regardless if he could or not.
Yeah. So that's feel like kind of back to our topic.
Yeah.
Was I guess like, how do you navigate being happy in that situation? Like, being happy, but then like not allowing yourself to feel guilty because you do deserve to be happy.
Yes, and that's like, I was actually talking about this a few nights ago. I went out to dinner with a friend of ours, and I think the biggest thing is, how I was saying, like 90% of the time when I'm having that struggle of like, I'm having fun right now, but I shouldn't be, because I should be at home, sad, crying, isolated, grieving, all of those things.
Because that's what society feels like we should do. Because it's only been a few months. It's only been 6 months. Well, you know what? You aren't living this, so fuck you.
Yeah, I know. And that was another thing like that I struggled with a lot the first few months. But now I'm in that mindset of, like I said before, fuck everyone else and their opinions. But it was, well, people are going to talk about me because I'm doing this. Yep. People are going to judge me because I'm out having drinks. People are going to judge me because I'm taking a trip. All of those things. And it's like, until you are in our shoes.
And to be quite frank,
keep your mouth shut.
Even if we are going out once a weekend or going on trips because people invite us.
We were doing that before.
But even if we are, our kids are taken care of, our bills are paid.
Yep.
These people out here don't have a say-so in any of our lives. So they can shut the fuck up and go back to where they came from.
Right.
So I struggled with that.
I know.
And I still do sometimes.
Every now and then I still get that little like,
oh, people are going to think this.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't care.
We shouldn't. We really shouldn't.
But it's hard not to, especially with like social media these days.
1000%.
And, these perfect lives and all of that. But I don't know. I just feel like when I'm having those moments and I am struggling with that back and forth of right and wrong, he gives me a sign.
Like the clarity of like, it's okay.
Yes. It could be a sound. I see something. Like anything, a smell. I don't know. It's there's just been so many things that have come about, and I'm like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. Like, it is okay to try and be happy.
Yeah, and that's it too. Like, even you can't expect me to just sit here all day, every day, because then I am gonna fall into a depression. They're gonna be like, "Well, I wish you would have
said something
or done something." Like, okay, but now that I'm in this place, like when I tried not to be, you wanted to judge me then. So either way, I lose. So, like, what do you want me to do? But I think that's the biggest part too, though, is like it. Yes, we think of it like that is something like I don't want to be happy without them.
Yeah.
But I think it's just more of a double whammy whenever we know that our spouses would want us to like go and have fun and like do things because we deserve it.
Right.
But then we have people, I'll say,
society,
people, yeah, in society, like judging us and saying that we can't do it,
right,
or that we shouldn't be doing that we should be at home with our kids,
right.
or
but
whatever.
It's a double-edged sword, because if you're
We
doing
lose
it
either
this
way.
way, they're gonna judge you. If you do it this way, they're gonna judge you.
Yep.
And and not everybody judges us. I think a majority of the people don't. But it's always those negative Nancy's.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the ones that always affect us. And we shouldn't let it, but it's hard not to, because I take everything very personally. And if you're going to be a negative Nancy and come at me some type of way, well then, bye.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Like, I don't need you in my life.
1000%.
And, Josh would want me to be happy. Josh would want me to take Maddie and do all of these things we're doing. Like, this summer we have so many trips and things to do because, one, like, I'm trying to stay busy.
Yeah.
And two, a few of them we were already going to do anyway.
Right.
So I want to keep those on the books, keep those on the calendars, because why should she have to miss out?
I know. Like, Clayton and I had talked about taking the kids to Disney. Whenever, like, we were talking about this year, but we're like, well, maybe next year, because River will be bigger. Yeah, and but my anxiety is so bad anyway. Like, I can't
deal with crowds.
I can't take the kids anywhere by myself.
Freak the hell out.
Yeah, and so he was my saving grace, right? But like, obviously now, then it's like I don't want to deprive them, because these were plans that him and I had together that we wanted to take our kids to experience. But then I struggle with, he's not here, but then he can still see, like,
he's still a part of it all.
Like, River has a bow that has Clayton's face on it. And it's literally the cutest thing. But when I miss him or I'm feeling sad, like, I put it on her. And, whenever we go do family things, I put it on her because he should be a part of it. Like, we went and did Mommy and Me pictures, and I had her wear that bow. Like, just so he was a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to always still be a part of it, and that's just something that I'm going to always, like, I'm going to, for one, always do, but I'm going to struggle with, like, wanting to take them to do things and then not, because I don't want them to miss out, but then I hate he's missing it.
Right.
And then, like, I don't know.
I know. And so, like, we're going to Colorado right after you go on your trip. And we're going to stay with a bunch of our friends and visit all of our old friends over there. Well, the ongoing thing, and I'm only saying this because this episode will air while we're there or afterwards. I don't remember. But I have it all planned in my head. So we always used to ice each other. Like the Smirnoff ice.
I have Smirnoff in there. I should ice you.
No.
Hold, please. You're going to brunch anyway. It's okay.
I know. Let me just start early. So, like, it would get pretty, like, intense.
That's
and,
funny.
So we're flying in on 4th of July, and, like, the first thing I'm doing is stopping by a liquor store and picking up a case of ice. Because I want to, like, go around and ice all the husbands, because the husbands always got the wives. That was the thing. But then I'm like, should I ice the wives as it, like, being Josh? Because he was just so good at icing. And
everybody.
It drove me insane. But, it's like those little things to keep them with us.
Yeah.
In those moments. And it's like, I know we're all going to laugh and probably cry.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a great time. But you find ways to have them with you.
Yeah.
And to feel like they're there.
But speaking about them alone,
yes,
just brings them in the conversation.
Oh, for sure. And, all of my people know.
What Clayton do.
Yes. All of my people know I want to talk about him. And they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there, when they lose someone, either one, they don't want to talk about it. They want to push it all aside and try and forget it, but that's not me.
That's not me either.
At
he
all.
lived, he was here, like,
yes.
he was everything to us.
Yep.
So we are going to
I
keep
know.
him.
And even on the flip side of that, it's on the receiving end, they don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah,
or how
because
to
they
bring
feel
it up.
like scared.
Right.
That they're gonna.
Are we gonna upset them? You know, she's happy right now. If I mention his name, is it gonna change the mood?
Right.
And I'm like, if anything, it like gives me like this, like
Mm-hmm.
that butterfly feeling of, okay, he's not forgotten. You know,
Yeah.
and I know he's not because it's only been 3 months, but
eventually it does,
because
like,
people move on with their lives.
everybody but us, you know? And I mean, like, even if we ever did move on, there's still, like, always going to be there.
Yeah.
No matter what. And that was, like, something that Clayton was very adamant on, you know, because he was like, you're young, you know? I'm like, shut up. Like, we're not doing this. He was like, I'm serious, you know? And he, like, asked, or we had full-on conversations about it, and I'm like, okay, but I don't want to have these conversations. Like, we don't need to have these conversations right now. This is before it was, like, bad.
Yeah.
And then he was just very adamant on, like, you're young, you're beautiful, you're gonna find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, he had, like, requirements and stuff, and I think I told you about that.
Yeah.
And they knew, like, it's just point blank, like, they would never want us to, like, be sad and wallow and, like, you know, they want us to, and even if we don't move on, but
it's okay.
They want us to be happy with ourselves,
yeah,
and as a parent, you know, and things like that.
And that's been, and I think for both of us, that has been our biggest focus
for sure.
Is how do we become better? How do we focus on ourselves and our kids and those around us that are there for us,
right?
Because not only are they there for us, but like we're there for them too, because you know they lost their brother, their husband. We lost the husband, brother, son, friend.
Yeah, like a friend of ours' birthday was not long ago, and I was like, "Happy birthday" from me and the kids, and then I was like, "Clayton said happy birthday too," you know, because like he would have called him immediately or whatever it was.
And Josh was always the person, he called everybody for their birthday. And I'm like, I can't even remember to text people happy birthday. It's like a week later, and I'm like, shit, it was so-and-so's birthday. Love you.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, Josh called us. I'm like, okay, like,
that was
sorry.
For me and him.
Yes.
Sorry.
He was supposed to mention both of our names.
We're a package deal. What do you mean?
I know, but it's, I don't even know. It's hard, and you just try to continue their legacy.
Yeah. And their morbid sense of humor, so we try to keep alive.
I know. It's so bad. I laugh at myself every time. But I'm just like, you would think it's funny. Mm-hmm. No one else does, but you would be laughing with me right now. So anyway, up back onto the happiness guilt. I mean, we'll have to like touch base after our trips and kind of see.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe do like a part 2.
Yeah, see how yours went. You know, I've taken a few little trips here and there.
I'm nervous. This is like,
but it's hard. You know, Cinco de Mayo, Josh's best friend got married, and he was supposed to be in the wedding. Well, they called me 2 weeks before the wedding, and they were like, we want you to stand in his place at the wedding. When I tell you, like, I was so honored.
I would have fallen apart.
Oh, I was at the gym working out, and I never answer my phone at the gym. But something just told me to answer it, and I'm in the gym crying, and I'm like, oh my God.
So
walk
sweet.
out of the doors. You're embarrassing
so
yourself.
Oh my God.
So anyway, like, I was in the wedding, and they had me bring his boots and hat because they just wanted something there, like, that was him. And Jackie wanted the wedding planner. She was like, okay, this is where we're going to be standing. Like, I want the boots in this spot so that way, like, Selwyn can see them. They're in his line of sight. Cool. I come walking down the aisle, and, you know, I'm just standing there, and I see her mom, her sister, her brother-in-law, and someone else sitting there. But, like, I'm not, because I'm watching her walk down the aisle. Like, I'm not even really paying attention. Well, the pastor, preacher, you know, he does a prayer right at the beginning. Everyone has their heads bowed. Well, I was in the moment, but he made a comment of, you know, for everyone who couldn't be here today. So, of course, I'm losing it because I'm like, he's supposed to be standing here.
Yeah.
And I turn my head and look, and that fourth person that was sitting next to her brother-in-law, like, it was a shadow that, like, just disappears.
Creepy.
And guess what was next to the brother-in-law? His boots and hat. When I tell you, I, like, freaked the fuck out.
I would have too.
Because I was like, I'm looking around and everyone else has their heads bowed. And I'm like looking at Adriana and Megan who were in front of and behind me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, did you see that? Nobody saw anything. And I'm just like, but I knew it was him. Like, you were strong. You were okay. Like, you're going to get through this. Because I was trying so hard not to just lose my shit. Because one, it's a wedding. So, like, that in itself is fucking hard.
So, I'm in a wedding in November.
Okay.
My best friend's getting married next year. Like, we already have her date and everything. Mm-hmm. And then there's another wedding. I have 4 weddings total. I'm in 2 of them. 3 of them. 2 or 3. I don't know for sure. But I'm going to be in them. And these are people that Clayton has always been a part of.
Yeah.
And so I know I'm going to, like, lose my shit when it comes down because
it's fucking hard.
Like, he was supposed to be my date, you know,
right.
whatever.
I know. You're watching all of these people who are with someone, you know, majority of them. But then you're also watching this amazing couple tie the knot and, like, share their vows.
Start their, like, official life. Like, my best friend.
And we loved weddings, going to weddings together.
My best friend, Savannah, her and her fiance now have been together for, like, 12 years.
Holy shit.
Like, forever, since we were in high school.
Yeah.
So they've literally been through all of my stuff together. Me and her have been best friends since we were 14.
Aww. And
so she's been through it all. Mm-hmm. They loved Clayton. Like, nobody will ever talk Clayton. Like, even whenever him and I broke up for a little bit, they were like, no, y'all aren't Clayton. Like, you know, like, whoever I was bringing
you don't make the cut.
Like, yeah, like, it was always Clayton. And so, just, like, that wedding, and even though it's going to be a year from now, like, it might be easier then because it has sometimes gone by. But, like, I'm dreading that because he would have been with me. Like, you know, he would have been there. We would have done it together. My friend Samantha is supposed to be getting married too sometime next year, and she was like, it cut deep whenever we were going through our wedding list, and, you know, it was Clayton.
Right.
She was like, you know, I don't want to take him off the list, and I'm like, don't, like,
I know.
leave him.
I know.
Right? Like, it's sad.
To find those ways to honor them, even though they're
not here.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what Jackie and Selwyn had told me from the get-go. They were like, we are not replacing him, you know, at all. And so then they, you know, had asked me, and I was like, there's, like, nothing better than that, you know, because I wasn't in the wedding. And so to be a part of that in honor of him, and, like, it was hard, very, very hard, but it was so good at the same time, you know, and, like, sunsets.
Happy moment.
Yes, happy. Oh, let me tell. So, okay, after the wedding, you know, while the reception's going on and everything, you know, I had dinner, I danced a little bit, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I sat outside. I don't even know how long it was, but I felt like I was outside more than I was inside, just crying.
Yeah.
Because, it wasn't even like the happiness guilt. It was also this fucking sucks. Like, you should be here.
Yeah.
And just, I sat outside and just talked with him the whole time. And every now and then someone would come out, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'd pull myself together. I'd go back inside. And then a song would come on. And I'm like, we would be dancing to this song. And then I'd storm back outside because I didn't want to take away from Jackie and Selwyn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go sit outside and have my moment and pout and be a titty baby. Like, but I don't care.
All of our happy moments are with them.
Yes.
So now we're creating like new happy moments.
Yes.
And that it's not like they're not. Like even the princes, like they are happy, but it's just a different type of happy.
Right.
Because this is our new normal.
Right. And I think right now it's just really hard because one, like their wedding was 2 months after his accident. So it was like very fresh. And I mean, it's still fresh, but there's so many firsts going on right now. And it's trying to learn.
I wish I could like fast forward to like next year.
I know. Like just to kind of get through, to fast forward and know how to handle all of these emotions and how are we supposed to feel and but is there even an answer for that?
No.
I don't think so. It's just that struggle of figuring it out, what works for you, because what works for you could be different for me.
For sure.
Like everyone handles it so differently.
Yeah, and I think as long as you have support, that's okay. Like if you're handling it a certain way, but I'm in your corner.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because you still have somebody to fall back on. Like
for sure.
or whatever it is. And I think that's what a lot of like widowhood is just having some type of support to whether you're
doing good or doing bad.
Yeah, you're having a bad day or you're having a rough week or month or whatever it is, but you have people in your corner that understand exactly what you're going through, then you're going to be okay.
Yep.
Because only you can pull yourself out of whatever, but just having that moral support is life-changing.
No, most definitely. It's just knowing that there is someone there.
Yeah.
Is a lot for this process, even if you don't have to call on them or
and how you and I might handle something, it could be totally different from another person that is going through this.
Right.
Like there's so many different ways that you can handle a situation.
Yeah. And some people may find it better to be home and to isolate and just be by themselves.
That's okay.
And that's okay. But
it just doesn't work. It doesn't work for us.
No. And there's days where that is what I need. And it's usually times after like this. I've been in town since Tuesday. And I've been nonstop, go, 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 go until today. I'm going to get home late tonight. And I doubt tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be okay. But Tuesday, it is going to hit me. Mm-hmm. And I am going to be an emotional wreck. And I'm not going to want to do anything. I'm not going to want to be around anyone.
Tuesday's when I leave. So I'm like, we're both going to be like anxious.
We'll have to touch base with each other and see how we're doing. But it's just that roller coaster ride. Mm-hmm. There's the good days and the bad days. There's the go, 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 and then there's the crash.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is all I have for today's episode. So this one was kind of a
wing it.
Yeah, we did that. We kind of just went with the flow on this one because, there isn't really topics that you can have in regards to happiness but feeling guilt. It's just when you're happy and you feel shitty for being happy, what do? We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
We're just trying. We're just going with the flow. So, if you guys have any advice or tips and tricks and whatnot that how y'all handle things, definitely send them our way because we're open to other suggestions and trying new things. But yeah, I think that's it, and I appreciate every single one of you guys like always.
We love the support and appreciate it more than anything, and keep the feedback coming.
Yes, we love all the feedback.
Kind of helps us to know how to steer.
Because we have a lot of topics.
A lot.
But you guys are kind of helping us navigate or pick which ones to do
what
first.
Everyone's kind of going through right now.
Yeah.
And it's been helpful for us.
For sure.
So, again, our social media, if you're not already following us, is Widowed by 30 on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And then our YouTube channel is Widowed by 30 as well. And then
I'm not going to lie, Katie does.
She works. I don't. So I feel like it's the least I can do to stay on top of it.
But I do see all the messages.
She does. So, and there's a lot of times if someone messages with a story similar to Taylor's,
I'll respond.
I text her and I'm like, hey, we just got this message. I feel like you should address it. So I don't want y'all to think.
Like, if we open it but we don't respond immediately, it's because we're telling the other person, hey, you should probably respond to this one because you get it more than I could.
Yep, definitely.
But we are reading and listening to all of the feedback that you guys have sent our way.
And it's been very
surreal.
Oh gosh. It just, each time that notification goes off, to think this is what it is. Like, we did this.
I know, and there's been a lot. Like, surprisingly, I've been shocked.
I know, and I screenshot all of them because one day I'm gonna put a
She's gonna make
collage or something. I know, a TikTok. I don't know. Like, this is why we're doing it.
For sure.
You know, like a vision board type. Like, this is our why.
Yeah.
For sure. So,
we love you guys.
We love y'all, and we appreciate y'all, and we will catch y'all on the next one.